Did you make out if he sacrificed the sock?
I don't think so because he dug it from his pants. He had that like already
He
like
had that
armed
ready
and
and
loaded.
waiting, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, welcome to the Alpha Primos podcast, the show where we talk about anything and everything from cool dudes to hot nudes. Hey, I'm Juan Solo.
What's up, everybody? I'm Paco.
And I'm JJ.
Welcome
And that's
back,
probably the fastest we've introduced ourselves.
right.
Just straight to the point.
All right.
Straight
Exactly.
to the point.
Welcome back, everyone. It has been a while, at least for us, because we pre-recorded, and I forgot how to count, which is why we didn't have an episode last week. That was my bad, people.
It was okay. You were stressed.
Yes.
Stressed. You had a lot going on.
Yes, we're gonna have to pre-record some more, but on the bright side, this fingers crossed this will be the last of the batch of pre-recorded for a while, you know.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of work shit has piled up on me. And it involves a lot of traveling.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, with that said, we got a lot of comments. So
Ooh,
we're
fun.
gonna read through some of them, and I apologize if I don't read all of the comments. It's strictly for time. It's nothing personal, but let's face it, we knew this day was going to happen. We knew we were eventually going to hit a point where we were going to get so many comments that we can't read all of them. It just seems we might have hit it a little bit sooner than I thought. But with that said, yes, let us go through some of these comments we got on our top waifu episode.
Yeah.
So we got a comment from Hector Guzman 17 saying, "Don't mind me, gentlemen. I'm just here with the Federal Bureau of Investigation." To which I say, "You won't take me alive."
No, you will not.
If enjoying anime is a crime, then have me strung and quartered, good sir.
Yes. Finish me off quick.
Yes. All right. And we got another comment from this person that I am choosing to pronounce their username as Super Saiya Chicken 5110, saying, "You guys had some amazing examples. If I had to give a top 5, it would probably go Rose Quartz from Steven Universe."
Okay.
Following up with, "I'm a man who loves a lot of women."
Hey man, there's nothing wrong with the thickness. Loving the thickness. There's nothing wrong with the thickness.
Right. Francisca Von Karma from Ace Attorney. That's actually a solid pick.
Oh, nice choice.
Yeah, the whip might be a turn on or turn off for some people.
A man of class.
Right. Shermie from King of Fighters. Olivia Armstrong from Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, and sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And finally, Lilith Clawthorne from the Owl House.
Oh, hey, I love the Owl House.
Okay.
The Owl House. Yeah.
That's the one. I'm not familiar with that one.
It's a good list.
It's a Wendy Malick. It's the same voice actress that does Pacha's wife from The Emperor's New Groove.
Oh, okay.
They have the exact same voice. It's just.
Let's see. I'm looking her up right now, and oh, okay, I see it. It. Yep. All right.
And the character is just like Magic Grunkle Stan, also girl.
All right. We got our next one from Psycho Fox 858. Mine is easy. Claire Redfield, Bulma, Botan, Squirrel Girl, and Velma.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Wait, which Velma?
That was my next question. Which Velma?
The one from the Max series.
Out of this house.
Now hold on a second. There's nothing wrong with the design. It's just the writing and the personality.
Fair. Solid choices. All
right. All right. Our next comment comes from Keychain or Key.
Right, Q.
First things first, he says, "Y'all are fucking wild for that thumbnail."
That's a great thumbnail.
It was, and for the record, it's a joke, guys. Like, we meant
Yeah.
nothing by it. We love Sam. We love the Mexcellence. We're sad to see it go. That's it. There is nothing deeper behind it. We just thought it was funny.
I thought it was a funny meme, but whatever.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
But his top 5 waifu list is okay, he lists I'm just gonna read them as he put it. 1, Ada Wong, solid pick.
Okay.
2,
Nice.
Judy Han from Street Fighter.
Okay.
3, Mei from Overwatch.
Oh yeah. Okay.
4, Chun-Li, any game. True.
Yeah.
And 5 is Elizabeth Bioshock, but Bioshock Infinite Buried at Sea. So that's the DLC.
Okay. I feel like he has a type.
But it's a solid list as well.
Yeah, it's a very solid list.
It's like you all are men of culture is basically what we're getting at. All right. And our final comment comes from Jojira, our boy, saying, "I have my list in no particular order. Mai Shiranui from Fatal Fury and King of Fighters.
Awesome
pick.
Nice.
Homura Kogetsu from Eden's Zero.
Oh.
Luca Milifi or Gokai Yellow from the Pirate Sentai Gokaiger. Rei Hino or Sailor Mars from Sailor Moon. And Albany Beardsley from G Gundam. Oh, dang, that's an anime I haven't heard in a long time. And honorable mention to Yellow from the Pokemon manga. Yellow's a chick in the manga?
Yeah.
Now I gotta look her up. Oh, okay. Okay. She's got a little hat. All right.
Give me your hat.
Give me your hat. All right. Cool. Solid picks. All right. And to follow it up, he followed up on the Mexcellence episodes that he was owed. He said yes, that he does have the new Ultimate Spider-Man comics and that he will send me the link. And he has 2 scene countdowns after the 5 robots. It was top 5 aliens and top 5 spaceships, and also to look at some Super Sentai. Okay, we will do that. We will do your top 5 aliens and top 5 spaceship. Whenever we got a week where there's no like trending topics, we'll do.
Hell yeah.
We'll do the.
So
aliens.
when Trump's out of office, well,
right.
Yeah, he'll finally get his wishes.
Man, it guys, I'm like, just to share some behind the scenes like discussions. It gets really hard finding topics sometimes because whenever we scroll the social medias and the news feeds to just find anything, it's all dealing with like what's going on in the White House and stuff. And whether you guys personally think that's a good or bad thing, that's on you. I'm not going to get into that, but it's just, man, we were talking about bananas in pajamas being held ransom. And so it's just kind of like, for me personally, it's just a little awkward to go from that to
segue for
like, look at this.
So Trump is dismantling the education department.
Yeah. And so
no, Linda McMahon is dismantling the education.
Also, if you're a librarian, be the fuck careful out there. Just so you know.
Yeah.
If you're a librarian, be careful.
If you work any public government position, is you're on thin ice right now.
I'm on the city level of
budget cuts. I'm technically at the state level, but that's a separate conversation. City level. But anyway,
shell.
So point is, we try to avoid it, and so because we try to avoid it, it's sometimes really hard to find like something that we can like
dumb shit that we can chuckle fuck about.
Actually, you know what else it is too? Is that besides like, you know, the politics taking over most of like news, TikTok feeds and all the feeds, the other thing that's taking over the feeds is fucking Pokemon.
Yeah.
Pokemon cards are well,
yes.
trading card general. That's another thing that just takes over the feed of like everything. It's like holy shit, another one got their ass beat at a store. Like damn, dude.
Yeah.
Maybe,
I'm just gonna
maybe
start
that could
setting up shop and sell popcorn at the Pokemon vending machines and watch people beat the shit out of each other.
maybe that could be an episode. We'll watch some of those like Pokemon card beatdown videos, and we'll just like react. We'll react to them. It might be awkward how we'll play the video because YouTube has like restrictions
Yeah,
as far as depicting it. But we'll figure it out. Maybe I could probably just blur the footage if necessary, and I think we could react to them. And I know I'm like derailing the subject, but just I have to share this story. It was I don't like watching fight videos, but if one of them pops up on my Twitter feed, I have to click play.
kind of.
And
Yeah.
so it's spring break right now as of this recording. So
Mhm.
That's
my
why I got home so fast.
so
You're like the roads
my-
are empty.
Oh,
so
dude, for real, yeah. The only other time that like I got home this fast from the office was there was a freeze,
uh-huh.
like, but I left like before the sun, so before like any moisture really like froze over. So when I left, like it was fine, and the roads are always empty that early.
Mhm.
And then like when I left the office to come home, everyone else fucking called in, so like it was just a straight shot.
There you go. But yeah, so my wife, she's a teacher. So because of that, she's at home, and so because she's at home, she can finally sleep in. She's very like, you motherfuckers better not interrupt my sleep. Like there's the one chance I finally get to sleep. Y'all better not interrupt it. So now imagine me. I had to get up at 3 in the morning randomly to use the bathroom, and I couldn't fall back asleep. So I got on my phone and I was just doom scrolling till I got sleepy again, and I would pass out. So while I'm doom scrolling on Twitter, which was a mistake, I admit, I saw a video of like people fighting. I thought, all right, well, let me click this. And so to just paint the picture, it's two girls fighting, presumably outside like a high school or something. Then
Or a club.
another girl joins in. Then off camera, you can see a dude reach into his pants, not his
Oh no.
pockets, his
Oh no.
pants, and he busts out a tube sock. Like a yes, a sock filled with rocks. And you see that he goes up, winds up, and just hits the second girl that joins it, and rocks just explode everywhere. She backs off.
Got
That
fucking
girl is
shrapnel.
that girl is now fully off camera. And he goes to like separate the other girl from the girl that's being and then while the girl is off camera, you hear her yell, "Who the fuck hit me with that shit?" I died. And the fact that I could not laugh
My God.
just made it that much funnier.
Wait, hang on. I have questions.
Me too. And you're not
I
gonna
think
find
everybody has
answers.
questions.
No. The big one that I have, I think you will be able to answer.
Uh-huh.
When you say rocks and the explosion of rocks, I'm imagining that this motherfucker went to a playground.
And it's like the pebble rocks. Like,
Oh
And
yeah,
got
like
the little pebbles that he stood under a swing and just like
might have been, man. I would assume, yeah.
really hard to tell. Really hard.
Yeah,
to
you got
tell.
that gravel rock or the caliche, whatever you want to call it.
Oh God.
But yeah, you just see the
God, dude, but the wind up.
I gotta
David and
find
Goliath wind up. What are they,
Right.
bitch?
I gotta
Us.
find it. I'll send it to you guys later on the chat.
Could you
God
see? Could you
damn.
see both the dude's feet? Like were they in view? Could you make out if he sacrificed the sock?
I don't think so because he dug it from his pants. He had that like already
He
like
had that
armed
ready
and
and waiting.
loaded. Yeah.
Like he's that guy that's
like
ready for
like
anything.
this
He'll
dude
bring-
walked around with it, and then finally it was like, oh, finally I get to use this. Like,
He's like, my time is now.
oh, goddamn. You know what? I'm probably gonna have to clip this part, and it's gonna be a TikTok video, man.
Oh man, dude,
Well,
just the wind up.
The,
well, I
um,
mean, kudos to that guy because like you got to.
I mean, it
if it,
worked.
I mean, it really
one
does.
one it worked, and two, like I mean, you
There's
said
an
they were
area of
about.
effect.
Also, yeah, like
There's an AOE.
it does splash damage. but the other thing is that like this was at a high school, so like they have metal detectors, and that thing's immune to everything. Like,
He's
it's
resourceful.
it's cloth and rocks.
Oh man.
It's like, well, because
Got
I
the message
like,
across.
yeah, like I've heard it been told with like a sock and a bunch of rolls of quarters or pennies and stuff, but like those will
Right.
set off a metal detector. Like, no, you get some rocks.
Oranges.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's the
It-
other thing. The person that posted it on Twitter said it was like full of like coins or something, but I'm like, nah, those look like rocks to me, dude. They look like
Nah, if
coins
you-
or marbles.
You can use oranges. It doesn't last that long, but you can use oranges because they don't leave a bruise, but they get that message across.
Well, if you let them go, if you let the oranges go bad, it does physical and poison damage.
It just plays
Okay.
We have bio fucking warfare over here.
All right, we've gone off topic long enough. Let's jump into our main topic.
If we end up seeing somebody with the video, somebody was socking oranges, be like, "Fuck, where did you get the idea for that?"
Oh no, that dude's an alpha. We have to take credit for it.
If the next fucking Pokemon card game fight at Costco, if some dude pulls
That'll confirm it that he's an alpha.
Somebody's about to get juiced, literally.
Look, alphas, I know we give y'all the best advice, but this ain't it. You guys can ignore this one.
Yeah.
It's almost like a wrestling finisher. It's not Mr. Sacco. It's
Right?
like the Orange Julius.
That's something Orange Cassidy has to do in his next. Oh man.
Can't wait! I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I'll share it. All right. So our main topic: movie theaters. What the hell is going on?
Apparently, they're going the way of the dodo.
Damn it.
And
Now where will I take my naps?
Yep. And what I mean by that specifically is that we had back-to-back headlines. I'm trying to find it now. Here we go. We had back-to-back headlines where, here we go. You had Novocaine that it opened with 8.7 million, but it had a budget of 18 million. Now, there should, okay, fine. Footnote, asterisk. It is opening weekend. It's domestic.
Yeah.
It still has the overseas markets and stuff.
Yeah.
But then you got The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie, premiered the same day.
Mm-hmm.
Only 3 million in the domestic. And now you have Mickey 17, which at the time of recording premiered 2 weeks ago. And currently it has only grossed 53.3 million at the worldwide box office. However, it needs to make over 275 million to break even.
God damn, why
So-
so much?
Yeah, this one is fair to argue that it's a pretty expensive movie.
It's because they had to pay Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, most likely that dude's Batman, so I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure he's expensive.
Hey, make a good point. He's Batman.
And hey, I don't blame him, right? Make that
He's a
money,
They
decent
couldn't have
Batman.
gotten
make that
Sam
paper.
Rockwell to play Mickey 17.
Well, I mean, he already did a similar movie.
Yeah, he did Moon. Yeah, that's why.
That's a good movie, by the way. I do like
Yeah.
that movie, Moon.
Mhm.
Um,
I mean, for what it's worth, Mickey 17 is a good movie. It's not like I wouldn't say it's better than Parasite. I'm comparing it to Parasite because it's the same director, uh,
mhm.
Bon Joon Hoon, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Um, yeah, it's good. It's a good movie.
I like
Huh?
I like Novocaine too. Novocaine was fun. I
Oh
don't
yeah,
think
Novocaine was
Novocaine is
great.
going to break any kind of records or anything, and
Mm,
I don't think it was like an A+ movie, but it was a solid movie to go watch at the theater. Like it
mm,
was fun to watch in the theater with Looney Tunes. Um, with Looney Tunes, I think it's just the marketing wasn't done right, and also like Looney Tunes hasn't really been in the news, and Looney Tunes is kind of something for the older crowd. I don't think it's really hit with anything under millennials,
No,
really.
yeah, it
You know,
has.
you think so?
Well, it's not. It hasn't been a hit. Like it hasn't
Yeah,
been a
like I don't think it's been a
breakout hit.
hit. Yeah,
But so I didn't know this fucking Looney Tunes movie existed until like Saturday morning.
I didn't know till
Like
y'all sent it in the chat. I'm not even gonna lie.
Saturday morning, like I'm scrolling through YouTube because I already watched Sakamoto Days, and I was like, I caught up on all my shows. Like I have nothing to watch now.
Yeah,
Why does everything drop on Thursday and Wednesday?
right, right.
um, so I was scrolling through YouTube, and on my timeline and on my feed, I see Andre Blacknerd, uh, friend of the show. I hope, please be our friend.
mhm. Yes,
We
please.
need more Nina.
uh, he was doing a review of the movie, and I was like, "What? There's a there's a Daffy Duck and Porky Pig movie. Like, where in the fuck do I watch this? Is this on Max? How come it wasn't like? And no, it's in
Yeah,
theaters. Since when? like, I heard nothing about this. YouTube only fed me commercials for Novocaine, and I do want to watch Novocaine, but like if they had pushed fucking the Porky Pig and Daffy Duck movie as hard as they pushed Novocaine to
hmm
me, like I wouldn't have been home Saturday. Like
yeah.
I would
Mhm.
have been at the theater.
So I can actually answer that question. And so, just for full disclosure, the only reason I haven't seen it is because I live in Eagle Pass. We didn't get the movie,
hmm
and to my understanding, so one just Warner Brothers, HBO Max, whatever you want to call them, they just do not seem to like animation.
At all.
So yeah, any animation, anything, they almost always like squander it in some way. So because of that, they actually did not distribute this movie. Someone else bought the distributing rights to it because Warner Brothers was going to kill the movie and it was going to go unreleased. So another independent company bought the distribution rights to the movie and they paid for to
To put it
release
in
the movie.
theaters.
Yeah. So
hmm
that's why there's no marketing for it because it's not being pushed by Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers.
Yeah. So that's the sad thing about it. And I
Oh,
mean, look. Mhm.
well, once you wrap up, I'll get back to the original point I was going to make to Paco.
Okay. I was just going to say, and then this is why this is similar to the vein of why we haven't gotten the,
Coyote
Coyote
versus.
versus Acme movie.
Which I
But
want to see that. I've seen
mm,
like little stuff of it. And I got that looks good. I want to see that. And I'm a fan. I
Yeah.
like Will Forte as well too. I think he's
mm,
funny.
Yeah, well, I'm a fan of Wiley. He's a tremendous actor.
yes.
No, but back to what Paco said about the Looney Tunes not really being a hit with the younger generation. We had Mark Stoddard over the weekend.
hmm
Uh, the same weekend that I found out that this Looney Tunes movie existed. So I felt like watching some Looney Tunes, so I went on Max, and they have like a small collection of them. Like they don't have the racist ones, cowards.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Put it
there's
all
some
out
in
there.
there. No, but I was just like, well, which ones do they have? Like, let me. I wasn't gonna go through like the whole fucking run of Looney Tunes. I just want to
Yeah.
watch the Bugs Bunny ones. Like, um, and they had actually gone out. I don't know if they went to go get something to eat or something. And when they came back, like he was like, "Are you just watching Looney Tunes?" I was like, "Yeah, I like Looney Tunes. What?
Yeah.
Got a problem with
Yeah.
it?"
I want to fight about it.
Yeah, but no, she sat down and she watched Looney Tunes with me, like, and she was curious about like the whole history of it because as I was scrolling through trying to find like a good one,
The
I
racist
was like,
ones.
yeah, she was like, "Is that Porky?" I was like, "Yeah, that's Porky's first appearance. He looks so different." I was like, "If you think that's fucking weird, wait till you see Elmer." Like, Elmer's first appearance is fucking crazy. Like he's twice the size.
Hmm. He wasn't even like a hunter back then. He was just a
Egghead.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just a
He
guy.
was just a dude with a house.
Hmm.
Living the dream.
Yeah, yeah, I get you. And I mean, it's it's fair that like, yeah, Looney Tunes. Besides the cartoon where they like tried bringing him back, I think it was just called the Looney Tunes Show or something like
The
that,
new Looney
or the
Tunes.
new Looney
Yeah.
Tunes. Yeah, and it was a Max exclusive, so they were
Yeah.
showing them on there, and I saw like the first batch of episodes that came out leading up to. They did like a Christmas special. The Christmas special was really funny. The one with Taz, in particular,
He was
fucking
my
hilarious.
favorite.
Yeah.
Taz was my
Um.
favorite.
So, but then I think after that there really wasn't too much, and I think it's because these movies were like what was taking
What they
over.
were
Yeah,
working
but
on. Yeah.
but now it's hard to tell. But like, what's gonna happen to Looney Tunes? But
I feel like we need to bring back, in order to get Looney Tunes back to what it once was, we need to bring back those T-shirts where
oh, they're all like gangster.
they're all gangstered up. They're all gangstered up. Like I remember my favorite one of my favorite T-shirts is the one where it's Taz and Bugs Bunny dressed like Crisscross. If y'all don't know who Crisscross is, look them up. Where they wear their clothes backwards.
Yeah.
That was like a gimmick they were trying. It was early '90s. Yeah, it was early
Yeah,
'90s.
yeah. Early 90s.
Crisscross.
Mhm.
If you remember that song, jump, jump, crisscross. Gonna that's crisscross. They had those T-shirts. Tweety Bird, Sylvester. I
Yeah,
was like, dude, yes, bring those back. And I mean, I still see something similar, but now it's SpongeBob.
yeah,
Those are the ones I see now. SpongeBob with the grills, SpongeBob with money, or Squidward. Those are the
Yeah.
ones I see
yeah.
now.
Mhm.
It's the same concept, just now it's SpongeBob instead of the Looney Tunes. I just think the
Mhm.
Looney Tunes just did it better.
Yeah.
And wasn't the Max ones, the new Looney Tunes, didn't they have like real day jobs or something now? Wasn't
No,
that like
that was
No,
the
that's the
what was
Cartoon
that?
Network Looney
That's
Tunes
Cartoon
show.
Network, yeah, like
that's the
Daffy Duck
Looney
was in the
Tunes
fucking
show.
military or
Yeah,
something. Daffy Duck
yeah.
was a Marine.
No,
Well,
Granny was a whack.
yeah,
Granny
Oh,
fought in World War II.
oh my god. But that was canon though, right? But that was
Yeah.
canon. That's canon. I just remember because I didn't see the one on Cartoon Network. All I remember was seeing a clip on YouTube where Daffy Duck like goes to the Middle East to rescue bugs. I'm like, what is this fan made? What the fuck am I watching? I don't know what this
Mhm.
is. You know, but I didn't watch it. It kept me intrigued, but I didn't watch it.
I watched a handful of episodes. It was
Yeah.
really good.
Same.
But
It is.
my for the highlights for me when it comes to like that version of the Looney Tunes
Mhm.
was all the fucking like music videos they did. They did like
Yes.
short little music videos. Uh the probably the two best ones
Mhm.
are Daffy Duck, he's the wizard. Now you're the
Oh my god, I forgot about that one.
wizard.
That one's good.
And the one that I like for the stupidest reason is Elmer Fudd making a grilled cheese sandwich because it's like this fucking like 90s love ballad. about him
but
a boiled
just making a
cheese.
sandwich.
Yeah. And it's like, dude, I think Elmer's gonna fuck the sandwich. Like,
Yeah. The only other one I remember was the queso bandito with
queso bandito.
yeah,
Yeah.
with Speedy Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speedy
Um
Gonzalez.
but yes, to move on from Looney Tunes and to just bring it back to movie
Movie
theater.
theater.
So I feel like a big thing as far as like why movie theaters like as a whole are just kind of going down is I think it also has a lot to do with just the price. Like going out to a
Yeah.
Yeah.
movie is expensive. And then you look at right now the big thing everyone seems to be doing is collectible popcorn buckets.
Yeah.
And so
I
you
totally would have bought a fucking Coyote versus Acme popcorn
hell
bucket.
Same.
yes, dude, same.
Like an
So
anvil. It was the anvil.
mhm,
Or one of
I
the bombs.
yeah,
mhm,
I was picturing the rocket.
Yeah, the rocket.
yeah.
Yeah.
And my thing with it is that so I actually do collect a lot of these popcorn buckets. Not all of them. I'm not,
Hmm.
that deep into it. But if there's a cool enough bucket that I like, I will get it. Especially if it's for a movie. I'm really excited to see.
Yeah.
But the thing was, I liked it back then when it was like the novelty of it. Like it's like, hey,
Hmm.
here's a movie, and oh, hey, look, we got this cool little bucket to go.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of neat. Yes, I want that. But now it's like every
Every
movie's got
fucking
it,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
everyone, and it's
They're
to a
not all the
point.
best designs.
Yeah, design wise, they're not that good. Some of them aren't even that like cool looking.
Well,
Mhm.
dude, there was and some are really cool looking, but they have nothing to do with the movie.
Yeah,
Like uh
I know the one you're gonna say,
the
the red one.
oh no, that was a mug.
Oh, okay.
That
Oh
wasn't a
yeah.
popcorn bucket. That was
Oh,
a beer
okay.
That was a
stein.
cool mug. That was a cool
Yeah.
mug.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
No, but the Lord of the Rings, the
The
animated one.
spear, or the hammer.
Yeah, the hammer, the for the Battle of the
Oh,
Rohirrim.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
Battle
animated
Royale.
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, it's on Max now, so I
Yeah.
watched it.
Mm-hmm.
Kinda like I
Yeah.
was.
In and out.
I'm not big
Mm-hmm.
into Lord of the Rings, so I really didn't give too much of a crap. Movies good. The animation's great. Like mini review here. Animation's great for me, since I'm not big into Lord of the Rings and the lore of it all. Uh, it feels a little too long. Like I feel like it probably could have been trimmed down maybe 30 minutes.
Hmm.
Uh, but it is also setting up a lot of stuff that does pay off at the end.
Yeah.
Anyway, the popcorn bucket for that movie was this big ass like Warhammer.
Yeah. I remember.
Mm-hmm.
I will grant you, I did not pay like 100% attention to this movie, but I did not see a fucking Warhammer.
Oh
Any.
Jesus.
I think it was probably just the novelty of it. Like, oh yeah, it's Middle Earth, it's
I,
medieval style. There's probably somebody with a hammer in there
I did
somewhere.
not see anyone with a fucking halberd style Warhammer. Like, popcorn bucket was cool though. Like,
Part
I
of me
mean,
wonders if that. Now that you mentioned that there was a hammer, but there was no hammer in the movie. Part of me wonders if I think it's like a prototype design they had
hmm
in the
before
works,
it.
and then they're like, "Oh, let's just put it with that movie. Fuck it."
yeah, maybe,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
Like I didn't like the one that they did for Deadpool. I didn't really care for
Oh, the one with the face
the
and
the
the mouth.
Wolverine.
Oh, the
Yeah, the
Wolverine.
Wolverine one. I was
Yeah.
like, okay,
I think they
funny, but
missed.
I didn't.
I think they kind of missed the point of it in the sense that the Dune, because it's making fun of the Dune
Making fun of
bucket,
Dune, making fun of the
but the
Dune, the
funny thing with
Dune-ness.
Dune was that like it was accidental. They didn't mean
Yeah.
for it to be.
And
Whereas
that's what
this,
made it so viral because it wasn't intentional. It was like,
yeah.
this looks
So
cool. But even then, like, there had to have been somebody on that board that was like, I'd fuck that. Just, just like with the controversy with the.
I don't know what it is about this popcorn bucket, but every time I look at it,
But it's just like the same
I'm
with the.
suddenly reminded of my nightstand drawer.
But that's the same thing as it is with these with the baseball hats right now and the Texas Ranger logo. Same
Oh
thing
yeah,
where it's like, dude, did nobody see or did somebody see this? They're like, fucking let it happen. I feel like it was the same thing with the Dune popcorn bucket. Somebody saw it and be like, I'd stick it in there, and they're like, you know what, just let it happen. Somebody else out there has the same thought process as me. And with the Deadpool and Wolverine, it was just forced. Like you knew they were gonna make the joke, and it was still kind of like, eh. The only thing I don't like about like the buckets is I don't get enough popcorn because I'm a fat ass. So like I want
yeah.
fucking
They're
popcorn.
smaller.
They're just way smaller. I think the only one that I have, the latest one, I don't remember what the latest one I bought was because I will buy either like one of the cups or one of the buckets usually if there's something I really like. And I'm trying to think which the last one I bought. And I think that might have maybe been the Blue Beetle one. Was the
Oh, the
last one? The one that was the
yeah,
actual
the
like Beetle
beetle.
mobile,
Yeah,
yeah, or whatever. I think that was
yeah.
the
I have
last
that
one
one
I think
too.
I might have bought. I think that was, and I was disappointed just because I was like, man, that's all the popcorn I get, man. And then they
Yeah,
were
they're made
doing,
for kids.
and
Yeah.
yeah, and then there were like, I remember at one point our movie theater it wasn't they weren't doing refills on like
Yeah.
at certain times. Now they changed it, but certain times they weren't doing refills, and I was mad about that. But also to bring it back to the price, we are lucky here where we live in Eagle Pass because the movies aren't as expensive when you go to like somewhere in Austin or San Antonio. A ticket there, even for the standard movie, is what, like 13, $15 now for a
Hmm.
standard
Yeah,
movie if you go like at a
for
prime time.
yeah, yeah.
If you go like prime time, like when most programs are like about 13, $15, and then popcorn and a drink is hitting around 25, I think now, around $25.
Hmm.
Where here we're still paying $8 or $8.50 for a primetime movie ticket, and your large popcorn and your large drink is like $15, which is
Hmm.
like, I know it still sounds expensive, but it's cheaper by like $10 everywhere else.
Yeah.
And now they even have when you do pay 20, you get the extra large everything, but you
Hmm.
don't get refills on that. I found out, which I was disappointed about too.
Yeah.
On
Here
the
they don't. On the
on the
extra large,
extra
no.
large popcorn, you should be able to refill it. The
She told me
popcorn.
no. I think she just saw me say you could stand to lose some pounds, bro. Like,
Oh
fair
dang.
point,
Okay.
but
Here,
but she
because
had told me I couldn't get refills. I was like, bitch,
here that's the only one you can get refills on is
the
the
On the
extra
XL.
large
the
one.
big one, the XL.
You have to get the super big one in order if
Yeah.
you to get a refill.
Here they
Which
have an XL to go bag, like a bag that's really
Yeah.
tall.
I think they
It's
all
a
have that, dude. It's just
I
like
didn't
it's
know about it.
off menu.
I
Yeah,
saw somebody walking out with that, and I was like, dude, what is that? He's like, oh, it's just a to go bag. I was, oh, cool. It's about like 5 or 6 larges
yeah,
for
yeah.
$15.
Because that
But
shit's like
you
on
have to
DoorDash.
yeah, but you have to take it
Hmm.
home. I'm like, you mean I can't walk? She's like, you can't walk into the theater with it.
Hmm.
Man, I've been a few times to the theater just to go buy that bag of popcorn
I've
because
done
we eat a
that
lot of
too.
popcorn in my
Yeah,
house.
just to buy the popcorn. Yeah.
Yeah, we like popcorn in my house, so
Same.
we'll sometimes go and buy it. But yeah, you're
Dog, I
right.
buy
It
the
is the
kernels now.
Oh, to make your own.
oh,
Yeah,
we do
yeah.
too. We do
Because
too.
me and Mark, we would go through like the fucking microwave bags of popcorn in like a week.
Yeah,
Like, so then I was like, I'm gonna go to see if they have any at Sam's Club, and they did. They had like a big ass, like I don't know, a box of like 30 for like I don't know, $12 or something. I
yeah.
don't remember what it cost, but I bought that, and it wasn't like a bad value for the money. But I did notice, like, man, these bags are like kind of smaller than the HEB ones. Like
Yeah.
I feel like they're skimping out on it. And I mean, just when you do the math, like you get more out of the kernels
Yes. Yes.
if you
Hmm.
buy the raw kernels. It takes you a little more time to make them on the stovetop and make
But
them
it's way
tasty.
better.
But yeah, one, it's way better once you get the
Yeah.
hang of it. Like,
I use coconut oil.
yeah,
It's good.
yeah,
But
Yes.
also I think too another thing that added to like I'm like this kind of low turnout was, remember when streaming services were kind of testing the waters of like they're going to release the movie in theaters, and then like a week later or something like that they just put it on their streaming service
Hmm.
or on a streaming service. And I think they kind of fucked themselves a little bit because I enjoyed that. I like that. Don't get me wrong, I love the movie theater experience, but there's only certain movies that I want to go see it at the theater, like the big box office Avengers, Mad Max action style movies. I want like Sonic. Those are the ones
Well,
I will go spend my money on at the movie theater. But a lot of the movies, like I'm going to use Novocaine as the latest one for example. Novocaine and Mickey 17, yeah, they were cool to see in the theater, but if you released it on streaming, I think it would have done better numbers, I think, because I feel like
what?
those
Uh,
just seem like they're good movies, but I feel like they would have been done better if they were just released straight to streaming.
well, I'm gonna
Opinion, but
bring up. No, no. I'm gonna bring up 2 points here because you're not the only one with this opinion.
be like you're wrong,
Uh,
Paco.
no. So, Gertz, friend of the show, Gertz.
Hopefully,
Hopefully, yeah. I don't know. I don't talk to him. That dude likes sports, and I'm like, I like anime. We have nothing in
nothing.
common.
But he likes video games too, and we like games also.
He also likes Skeletor. So
All right.
Yeah.
yeah. I've been to his house. He has a Skeletor magnet, and then I found out that he got it at Five Below because it's the same Skeletor magnet that I. Anyway, Gert saw Mickey 17 and wasn't really his cup of tea.
Mhm.
He didn't. I don't think he said that he hated the movie. I'm getting this information secondhand from Mark, but he just said that it was okay. And Mark was like, "I'm not fighting traffic, paying money,
Mhm.
sitting around strangers for okay. Like I'm that
Fair
that's
point. That's a
too high of a price
mhm.
in terms of like time investment and like the
Yeah.
bullshit of having to get off my ass and go there
Yeah.
uh for just okay.
Okay.
I'll wait until it's on streaming. And that's something that yeah, the studio shot themselves in the foot because like you're complaining about not making enough at the box office, but you're also the ones that were pushing all these streaming services on
Yes.
us. Everyone had to have their own fucking streaming service. So now, like, if I know there's a fucking Paramount movie, like if there's a fucking Yellowstone movie coming out to theaters, like why in the fuck am I gonna go to the theater to watch that?
Yeah. I'll just wait till it gets on Paramount.
Yellowstone's on Paramount.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
um,
yeah.
and that's a point that friend of the show Matt Damon, not really, hopefully. That's a point that a friend
Friend
of
of
the
the show,
show
Spielberg.
Matt Damon made on also a friend of the show Hot Ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a point that he brought up on Hot Ones, that like studios aren't willing to take risks because like with streaming services no one buys DVDs anymore, and DVDs were sort of like the safety net.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like releasing the movie a second time. So if
Yeah.
it didn't do good in theaters, you would get that money back like down the road with
And
either
DVD
like
sales.
DVD sales, because like yeah, they
Blu-ray
would show
sales,
it on
yeah.
TV and people would watch it on TV with commercial and be like, "Hey, this is a pretty good movie. Why didn't I
Yeah.
watch it?" And then they go out and buy it.
Yeah.
And there's also the resurgence of a lot of movies that we've seen that were released in the past that were flops, but they're becoming hits on the streaming services.
Yes.
Like they're much older movies, but they're like, oh man, I never saw this because I thought it
Mm.
because it was fucking garbage. But now you see it again on the streaming service, like this actually isn't bad. This is pretty decent. Especially I'm not having to like Gert said, wasting my time and investing all this time driving, getting ready, going to do all this when like damn, I have it right here. And even streaming services are going back to now they're not even giving you the full seasons of shit. You have to
Mhm.
wait weekly, which is god damn it. I pay good money because you keep raising my prices every fucking year. I'm paying as much as I when I had cable, and you're giving me like one show a week, dude. I pay so I could have again. That was Netflix's fault because Netflix was releasing the full seasons, all the episodes, and then I think who was it? Was it Disney that really started started trying to bring back like, oh, we're only going to do one episode a week because they probably saw like, oh, everybody watches. We released the first full season of like Mandalorian or whatever, and everybody watches it in that first week, and then boom, numbers fucking take a dive because it's like, oh, I saw what I wanted. I'm gonna pause my subscription until the next season comes out. So now it's like you're forced to like, fuck, I got to keep this fucking app for a couple of months so I can finish watching all of whatever series I want to watch right now. And yeah, you might
Mhm.
get a little enticed with whatever else they might
Mhm.
offer, but and Netflix is just pumping out movies. Netflix is
Mhm.
just pumping out movies. Some of them are hits, some of them aren't. A lot more misses than a lot more hits. And I'm
Mhm.
thinking that some of these other streaming services might do something similar. They might have
Mhm.
better quality, but they might start doing something similar. Because yeah, I mean, sometimes I'm just like, man, I'm just gonna see if there's anything good on Netflix that I haven't seen, an original or something like that.
I
Because
get
Tubi
you.
got some wild shit on there. If
So
y'all got Tubi,
I I pretty much broke it down to like three things to why theaters are failing and what's the one thing they can do to save it. So uh the price is we already addressed that. And then to piggyback off what you said, Jay, I summarized it as the public just doesn't give new movies a chance because yes, Mickey 17, it's a brand new movie, it's a brand new IP. We don't know much about it other than what the trailer gives us, and then you find out it's okay. You're like, well, yeah, why am I going to pay all this money for a
mm-hmm.
movie I might not even like? So I think it's just that. It's, well, people don't want to give it a chance
Yeah,
because, yeah, why would you? If it's expensive, why would you pay money for something you might not even enjoy? You might not even like.
mm-hmm. Fair.
And we kind of already briefly touched this with the Looney Tunes conversation, so I'm not going to go too in depth in it. But the third thing is just that there's movies that are being canceled. You know, the Looney
Left and
Tunes
right,
movie.
left
Yep,
and right.
the Acme movie isn't going to come out. The this one barely made it to theaters, and then you have also even some
Girl,
Marvel movies might get scrapped. I mean, we haven't heard
Yeah,
anything on the Blade movie,
there's
and
only one
then
blade. Only ever gonna be one
yeah,
blade.
and Saw 11 just announced that they canceled that movie. Granted, it's not a, I know it's not a big deal for some people, but my point is movies that could be made are getting canceled, or you have sometimes like we talked about, simulimus.
mm-hmm.
Uh, what is it? I'm blanking on it. The
Sleeping dogs.
Sleeping Dogs. There you
Sleeping
go.
Dogs movie.
That it was originally going to be made by Donnie Yen, but then
Yeah,
nothing happened, and so now he's trying to pick up where he left off to try to get that movie made. So you have these movies that some people actually want to watch, people give a shit about, but they're not being greenlit. So, and there's this, that's a whole separate conversation, but the point still stands. And so, where does that leave us? It's like, what do movie theaters need to do to like survive? And
well,
so I boiled it down to this. I think movie theaters as a concept, how we know them to this day, it needs to evolve. And what I mean by that is I'm going to use the arc.
Strippers.
Yes, I'm going to use the arcades as an example. Arcades came out in the 80s, got really popular in the 90s, and then most of them did not survive the 2000s. So what happened? But arcades aren't dead. You
no.
can go out to a main event and a Dave and Buster's or whatever, and they're those. So what happened? They evolved. It went from you used to come here and play games and that's it, and you would leave. Now it's this whole entertainment like center.
Experience.
Yes, you can go eat dinner, go to the bar, if you have kids, you could throw your birthday parties there. You name it. It's a whole event. And that's what happened with arcades. They evolved, and then some of these go like crazy. They have like rock climbing and VR and all this stuff. You name it. They evolved. They found a way to, or they'll host like pay-per-view showings, like, the
Mm-hmm.
fights, you name it. It's to get people in, and it worked. And so to that extent, I mean, even in Austin, you have places like Cidercade, where
Mm-hmm.
it's the brewery with food and old school arcade. So they evolved, and that's how they're still here. So I think movie theaters, it's the same thing. They just need that idea that'll help them evolve, so that way they can still stay like prevalent. Now, with that said, some movie theaters are kind of shifting to the they're offering like food and
Yeah,
bars and
I
you
was
name
about to
it.
say, yeah, there's still There's Movie Tavern, there's Studio Movie Grill, there's
Mm,
I mean it's only locally in Austin, but and there's a few around the country. Was Alamo Draft House.
mm,
Those were like the big players because now those are there, but they're only doing part of it where they're showing the movies and then they're giving you the dinner experience with it, and
mm,
there most of them have a bar as well. So because it encourages you to come in because of the bar, it's like well come in a little early, grab a drink right before the movie starts. That way you're building your appetite, go into the movie, and you have your whole full menu experience of getting a full meal while you're watching your movie. Some of the other like I know Cinemark, I know some Cinemarks do it. Some Cinemarks have a bar in them. They serve alcohol,
yes.
and
Yeah,
some of them are doing like they're not doing full meals, but they're doing little things like oh you can get
the
you have your
pizza.
classic
Yeah,
popcorn and nachos and hot dog, but now you can get egg rolls, pretzels, and chicken tenders and all this other shit. And I'm pretty sure they're going to start adding things on some Cinemarks. I'm only using Cinemark because they're the ones that I've been to the most. They don't, you don't, you, they don't, they just give you the cup and you just go to the freestyle machine now.
Mm,
That you're paying for your cup and you just go for the freestyle machine. Um, but another one, I don't know, Juan, you might know more about this. But do you think also could have something to do with the Chinese market? Because I remember Chinese market for a lot of our movies is a huge market,
yes.
huge. But also, I know that in the past with certain movies that worldwide they didn't do as great as they thought they did because of the Chinese market and even some other foreign markets that are kind of trying to bring out their own movies doing their own thing, trying to somewhat not reject, but trying to promote more of their own in-house, in-country movies than that of the American ones. And I
Yeah.
know China's a big proponent of our entertainment, especially movies.
Yeah.
Because they go all out and they change
Mm,
posters, change scenes specifically so they can show it in the Chinese market because they know they're going to make bank.
yeah. They will rewrite movies
Yeah,
specifically keeping them in,
specifically.
in mind.
yeah.
And
Uh,
And I wonder if
the
that maybe have something to do with it a little bit as
was it
far as like,
in
like
the
shit,
the
man, we're not making
newest
this.
Godzilla versus Kong, where like the evil Chinese CEO is not actually evil. She
Hmm.
she is a good guy at the end.
Yeah.
It's one of these.
Mhm.
It was a recent movie, but yeah, there's a there'll be an entire character that's just kind of there.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
Fucking Skull Island, Kong
Yeah.
Skull
Yeah.
Island. There's the Asian girl is there, and I don't. To this day, I've seen that movie like 5 times. Don't know what the fuck she does. Don't
Until
know
you
why
see the
she's there.
Chinese version. You see the Chinese version. It's like there is 20 more minutes.
If you see the Chinese version, she's probably running around with fucking Loki, like trying to get.
Exactly. There's like 30 more minutes of the movie, the Chinese version, because it's just her.
Yeah, I do think that's part of it. I don't want to go too in depth on it just because I feel like that's technically a separate like
Yeah, probably could
discussion
be, but
altogether. But yes, that is 100% true. That yes, movies do get changed, storylines get rewritten to cater to the Chinese market.
yeah, Star Wars.
So that
Force
could
Awakens.
theoretically affect the quality of
Ryan
the
Gosling as
movie.
Black Panther.
uh,
That's a meme. That's not real. That's a meme.
uh, but you get the idea, and
Yeah.
I think yeah, Jay, you were onto something. That if they put strippers in a movie theater, it's just gonna be really awkward because like you want to watch the movie, but like you got a chick right in front of you, and it's like, oh man.
Do I rub my face in it or do I eat my God, here's my
You're gonna
Chinese.
leave the movie like, dude, what happened at the end?
No, pues no sé, vato, no sé.
I can
I
tell
don't
you
know.
what
I'm
I
pretty,
was doing.
Estaba ocupado. I don't
I
know.
went to the cabana and then like I don't know what the fuck happened.
Went to the
It's like
VIP.
it's like
I guess some,
I got kicked out of the theater. The
well,
movie
see that
didn't finish,
encourages.
but I did.
I
Wait, you
yeah.
see that encourages repeat viewing.
Hell yeah.
Because now you have to finish the movie.
Be like only certain girls work certain movies. It's like, dude, you have seen Mickey 17 14 times. It's like, bro, she only works Mickey 17 theater. Like, I can't. That's the only movie she works. I gotta go. I'm
Mm.
in love, bro. love. I'm gonna save her from all this. I'm gonna take her
Right.
away. That's what it is. No, I don't know. Yeah, that I mean, I think you're right. It's gonna have to evolve, and movie theaters are somewhat evolving. It's a slow evolution. I'm trying to. That they're probably
Mhm.
just doing things to see what works. But yeah, what's it going? What at what point is it going to be to where it's like, okay, this is too much? Because even now with arcades,
Mhm.
sometimes I just want a regular arcade, man. I don't
Mhm.
need fucking 40 different strobe lights in my face while I'm trying to play air hockey
Mhm.
or, stuff like that. Like sometimes I just want a dingy arcade, man,
Mhm.
you know. But what point are we going to get to with the competing of the streaming services and the theater? One of
Yeah.
them is going to win. One of them is going to win at some point, and my money's on
It's
streaming.
so just to like I guess really quick. There someone did a YouTube video on it, and I'm blanking on the title, but on like the history of like watching movies like at home.
Hmm.
And basically, its history has shown that people will always prefer to watch movies at home, and like the general like history is that you had Wizard of Oz that I think didn't really do that good like in the theater, but then they put
Hmm.
it like on TV, and it was this big deal that we're gonna show it on TV, the whole thing. And then people actually tuned in and watched it, and it was the most watched event like at the time.
Hmm.
And so then other people were like, "Hey, wait a minute, I want you show my movie on TV then." And then little by little, more and more TV stations started showing their movies on TV.
Hmm.
Then you had this guy who had a camera shop where he would sell and rent film and camera equipment. And so they used to sell, think kind of like the Criterion collection. They had like this box set of like movies that you could buy, and it was this whole collection of just a bunch of, I want to say it was MGM, of just MGM movies that they had available on
Hmm.
VHS at the time. This new invention where you could watch the movie at home if you bought a VCR.
Hmm.
So what this guy did is he bought that box set, but then he let people rent it. You could go to his shop and he
Hmm.
had it on display, and he's like, you could rent the movie for $2 and then just bring it back.
Hmm.
And then you would pay another, and you could. And so then it got to the point where he started getting more customers coming in to rent the movies than for his actual shop.
Yeah.
So then he made that its own business, and
Hmm.
then that led to like Blockbuster,
Yep.
and then Blockbuster then led to Netflix with you could rent the movie and watch it like at your house.
Redbox
Like
was
yeah,
Redbox
the
first.
Red Box, there you go. And then from Redbox it led to, well, it's because Netflix did it back then
Did the same
too.
thing, yeah.
Uh-huh. But then they evolved into just strictly
Streaming.
streaming. And so that was kind of like the history of it, that people as a whole have shown a preference to, if we could watch it at home, we will.
Yeah.
And so this idea of movie theaters dying because streaming killed it, it's like, well, no. Watching movies at home was always the preference since the
Yeah.
beginning. So this shouldn't have been like this like eye opening like what the fuck, the history has shown that people, if could pick, they were going to prefer that one. So we're at the point where, yeah, like movie theaters just definitely need to just put an incentive of like, well, why should I go to the movie
Yeah.
theater?
What
Why
makes
should
the movie
I
theater?
leave my house, pay
Yeah.
money to see it here, than just wait a handful of months or sometimes even just weeks
Yeah.
to watch it at home where it's more convenient?
Because now for the
And
movie theaters, it's not just going to be the movie anymore. Gonna have to add something else.
Yeah, you gotta add something else to it, and like, yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if down the line they're gonna start doing like pay-per-view events.
Yeah.
Like, hey, pay money and you can watch, like the
Well,
WWE or here or something. I don't know.
that would be the next logical step I would take if I was like
Yeah.
a theater owner or a theater CEO. Because fucking the Taylor Swift concert movie made
Mm-hmm.
Made bank.
made bank.
Yep.
Fucking the BTS is coming back. Like they're all out of the
Yep.
military, right? Yeah, they might put out a
Yes.
concert movie.
Okay, technical difficulties, but we're back. Okay, Paco, you were saying about concert movies.
Yeah, so with the concert movies, since those do really well at the movie theater, I was wondering what the next logical step, at least in my mind, would be. Your theaters are already doing 3D movies every now and then for certain movies. You pay extra for the 3D experience. Would not maybe the theaters maybe take a test and hook up with maybe some VR companies and do like this in-depth VR concert experience at the theater, offer a slightly cheaper option than going to the concert itself, and going to the theater instead. Every seat has a VR headset, everything's connected. Throw it on, and boom, you're there at the concert. Because I know there's already something similar where you can attend certain concerts in your home if you already have a VR headset. Because there's like drones and stuff running around the concert, and so you're getting these different awesome perspectives. So it seems like you're up there in the pit, in the shit, just
Yeah.
through VR. So I would think that would probably be like another logical step in for theaters to stay competitive in some sort of sense. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
mean, I know it's like a pipe dream of some sort, but I'm sure there's somebody to be like, dude, that's not a bad idea. That might actually work.
I think it's just price more than anything that'll kill it because VR headsets are expensive. So to get, let's say a theater has like 100 seats, just as an example,
Yeah.
to get 100 headsets for the one ticket, it's like, dang, yeah, that's a
Well, I'm
lot of
thinking it could
money.
be sponsored in some sense. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we're doing a special collaboration sponsorship
Mm.
with this one. Again, I don't know shit about business or anything like that. That would be just like my thought process of
Mm.
like, well, that's how you would kind of offset the cost a little bit, because you are going to charge more per ticket because you're doing this experience. And I think that would be the draw. It's like, hey, this is what you're going to be experiencing. This is what's going to be happening. This is going to be your view. And I'm thinking there are some people that would really want to enjoy that. I mean, come on, people attend Fortnite concerts. Like, I'm thinking
Yeah,
that's the
but
crowd. I think that's the crowd they're going to try to cater to somehow.
I,
But again, like, I don't know nothing about it. That's just like a brain fart that I
I,
that I just had. That would be like
I
my
think the
thought
I think the
process.
difference is that, well, the Fortnite concert isn't like virtual reality. It is still,
Yeah.
something you can attend, in the game, and it's, there's that interactive aspect to it. But I think with the VR concert at a movie theater, besides the expense of like getting X amount of like headsets per seat, it's
Hmm.
also, you have to use special cameras to film the 3D effect.
Yeah.
So you would have to use those like 3D cameras when you film at that concert. So that's just an added expense that's going to get added to whoever is going to host this, produce this, you name it.
Yeah.
So while it's a great idea, I'm not knocking it. I think, like, on the concept of, could a movie theater do this to prevent them from bankruptcy? I don't know if this could help
Yeah.
them.
Well, I just say it because, like, what I'm saying. I'm like I said, it's just like a brain fart kind of thought. Like I said,
Yeah.
I'm not business in any way, because what I see that does do that is successful, even though, like I said, it's not open all the time. It doesn't happen all the time. Are like Alamo Draft House does those special events. You know, like
Yeah.
I used to like Master Pancake Theater, and they have these special events all the time. What I saw recently that there's a theater in Dallas that does Trash Tuesdays, and so they play purposely shitty movies on Tuesdays, and they get a big draw. It's just your basic movies, but you get to finally see your a shit movie on a big screen like Samurai Cop or like these dumb, just horrible horror movies that they do on Tuesdays, and they're a big hit because it's like, oh man, you know, because there's all the cult lovers and the lovers that are like, man, I love this movie. I want to introduce it to other people. They even have certain directors and writers of the movie that come and do a little quick, like, hey, Q&A or whatever before the movie. You know, then I think it's also helps those movie goers and those producer and directors like, oh yeah, man, this was the intention behind the movie the whole time.
Hmm.
Like,
Oh, that's great.
you know that he
Yeah,
Mm.
I'll send you the video when if I can freaking find it. I don't think I'm gonna be able to find it,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
if I can find it, I'll send you the video in the chat of like they were doing Trash Tuesdays, but they work mainly in like smaller towns or like certain theaters in a big city. Like I think this was called the Texas Theater out there in I think
Mhm.
Dallas is the one that does this, and it's like a really cool concept. Kind of like if we didn't destroy our Aztec theater, that's what I would have thought would have been a big hit. We're a Mexican
Mhm.
community, like you know, being able to share your classic like Mexican movies on a Monday, you know, and having like
Yeah.
the taco trucks outside and shit like that.
Yeah.
I feel like there is something that can save movie theaters because like I said, I do still like the movie theater experience, but
Uh,
just for like certain big time movies.
Another thing that might work, and just to wrap up real quick here, is probably the way Kevin Smith has been uh distributing his movies to theaters lately, where he tours them. So
Mhm.
Mhm.
it's like going to a concert, only no, you're just gonna go watch the Kevin Smith movie, like you're gonna
Yeah,
watch Clerks 4, but it's an event. Like you get there before the movie starts, and it's a Q&A session with the cast and crew, and Kevin's there, and I think there's a QA before and after. So like after the movie
yeah,
wraps and there's another QA session, and that might be something that works for, but it's not going to work for everything, right? Like
yeah, yeah. No, yeah,
obviously it's more of a model that would work for like something like if Mickey 17 wasn't like so expensive and they didn't make it a as big of a blockbuster. If Mickey 17 was just Moon and they followed that model, I think it would have worked.
hmm
Uh I don't know if it would have worked with Looney Tunes since the characters are animated, but like, hey, voice actors already
Mhm.
kind of do like the con circuit. If they have some
yeah,
time available to promote this movie, I'm sure they'd
Mhm.
love to do it.
Yeah, and I forget who it was, but someone during their Oscars speech said like, "Hey, movies are getting too expensive, so it's like instead of making $100 million movie, make $10 million movies."
movies.
And I do think, yeah, that's also part of it. And I think it's kind of like what Matt Damon hinted on in his Hot Ones, that studios don't take risks anymore. So you can't really do this like mid-level to low budget movies anymore. They just want these big blockbusters that'll get the massive returns.
Yeah,
And yeah, and so I do think that's also like part of the problem. But at the end of the day, it's just, it's the consumers are the ones that drive the market. And so if people aren't going out to consume the product, then there's a problem right there. But okay, that'll do it for this one. So you alphas, let us know in the comments what y'all think about the current state of movie theaters. Do you have any ideas as to what could fix it, or just let us know anything. Just give us your thoughts. We'd love to hear it.
Are you
And
gonna go
as
watch
always,
the fucking Looney Tunes movie?
are you gonna watch Looney Tunes? Yeah.
Are you gonna stay
Are you
in
gonna-
animation for?
Are you gonna go to the movie theaters? Or are you one of those like, nah, I just wait for streaming? Either way, let us know. We would love to hear it, and as always, we will read it in the next episode. But until then, thank you all. Y'all are the true alphas, and as always, we will see you all on the next one. Peace.